Hello and welcome. Let's join entertainment entrepreneur Nigel Cecil.
Hello, Chuckabutties. Nigel Cecil here, Roundtree Gossamer Productions Inc., with the Pandora Theatre at Slough Square, the Medallion Theatre at Deansgate Circus, and the Helios group of theatres across our four nations, which makes me an entertainment entrepreneur, endeavouring to answer your questions sent into emails or to Hillary. What have you got for me, Hillary, this time? What the General Secretary and the President have been asked about. But you want me to talk about the last video? Yes, when we discussed about how the focus of equity had changed as the name has changed. As the name has changed. So thank you for that question. Who was it from? Oh, yes. Yes, we remember them. Thank you, Linda. Now, if you think back 2 years ago into the 70s, British Actors Equity Association, incorporating the Variety Artists Federation, in order to get a full blue card to become a full member, you had to produce evidence of 40 weeks' work. 40 weeks of actual work in the profession. You were on a red card before you got your blue card, so that meant when you got your blue card, you'd already worked in the profession. You'd had experience. You realised over those 40 weeks what the focus of the profession needed to be and what it was all about. So there was little doubt then that rather than focusing on the politics of things, equity focused on putting professional interests first and foremost. So the first question was, is it in our professional interests first and foremost? Which meant that in general, political issues, and especially party political issues, took a back seat. Party political. Yes, Hillary. Yes, it's changed now, because a few years ago, less than 8% of the members voted to remove non-party political from the equity rules. So an equity now can be, if it wishes, party political, which opens the door to even more political activity. You see, and if you've got members joining or people joining who aren't focused primarily on putting professional interests first, the more members equity have got, the more it enables them to focus on political issues. So it's equity that gets rid of British Actors Equity Association incorporating the Variety Artists Federation. Equity becomes this 48,000 group of members who can be seen to act in a party political way if you want to. Yes, but you see, it's only controlled, directed by the council that's been elected by less than 8% of the membership. So does that represent the membership? And again, the question is, if they're all motivated by the same political issue, are the other 90% or 60% or even more than 50% of the membership being represented by the Equity Council? Does the Equity Council have a duty to represent them? Now, some would think in a democratic structure, you have to seek to represent the views of all members. Now, if the Equity Council are all singing from the same political hymn sheet, are they? Are they even aware that they might not be? Because you see, unconscious bias isn't just about gender equality, diversity, ethnicity. It's actually about the way you think. The way you think, and you might not even realise that the way you think is biased. I'll give you an example. Shall we give them an example, Hillary? Yes. Imagine Hillary rings you and says, you can have a meeting with Nigel Cecil a week on Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. A week on Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Good, I look forward to meeting you. And then Hillary rings you a few days later and says, we've moved it forward 2 days. We've moved the meeting with Nigel forward 2 days. What day are you going to meet me on? Now, some will say, we moved it forward 2 days, we'll meet Nigel on Monday. You're correct. Others will say, we've moved it forward 2 days. We're going to meet my Nigel on Friday. Correct. You're both correct, you see, but 50% are obviously wrong. And the reason is because you failed to realise that the way you've been brought up, the way you've been say properly, excuse me, that's better, the way you've been brought up influences the way you think. Those who stand still in time, Doctor Who scarf, those who stand still in time see time moving towards them. So if you move it forward, it becomes Monday. Those who see themselves moving through time, moving forward, will say Friday, because they're not static in time. And that's what happens when you have political thinking. If you're all thinking on one political same hymn sheet, you might not realise that the others actually are moving in a different way. So that's the question to equity. Are you representing the whole of the membership or the political views that you've got infused inside you? So, I hope that's explained it properly. Has it? Well, I really hope so. And I'll meet you again a week on Wednesday. Unless, of course, we move it forward. Yes, bye-bye for now. Send in your messages. Bye-bye.